Hello and welcome to round 3 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul. After the spectacle of racing under lights in Sydney, we now head north to Queensland for the first of 3 rounds in the Sunshine State. The layout of Queensland Raceway, situated 45 minutes west of Brisbane, may look simple, but this track is extremely hard to master and has been the scene of many epic battles since the first ASBK race here 26 years ago. Last time out at Sydney Motorsport Park, Josh Waters continued his momentum from round 1 to secure back-to-back round wins. But Mike Jones qualified on pole and pushed the reigning champion all the way in both races, taking a solid points haul. Stop and Seal Racing's Crew Halliday bounced back from a disappointing first round to finish in 3rd place. Championship points heading into round 2 sees Waters leading on 126 points, 27 ahead of Jones in 2nd, with veteran Ant West in 3rd. In qualifying, YRT's hometown hero, Mad Mike Jones, grabbed an early advantage with a new fastest ever lap, a blistering 106.8 early in the session. Light rain towards the end of that session thwarted any attempt to dethrone Jones from P1, and he'll be joined on the front row by Josh Waters and fellow Queenslander Brock Pearson. Circuit owner Tony Quinn has significantly upgraded the infrastructure here at Queensland Raceway over the last few years. However, one thing that has remained the same is the circuit layout. Let's take a closer look with Steve Martin and Chris Vermeulen.
Round 3, Ducati track preview, Queensland Raceway. It's not going to get better than this, Chris. And a fun fact, you and me raced here at the first race meeting back in 1999.
Makes me feel old. I don't know about you, Steve, but yeah, it was a tricky track then when we came here. Looked basic on paper, but to get a lap time out of this place is really, really difficult. The track's the same, but the facilities have improved massively. So still a cool track. Let's go and have a look at what makes a good lap time.
Absolutely. Let's start off with turn 1 and 2. It's the long corners at this track, Chris, where the time is made up. And turn 1, you need to make a lot of time here to get that lap time down.
Well, it's a classic example, isn't it? Very important corner, start of the racetrack. It's very bumpy as well. A motocrosser would say this looks dead flat, but it is. There's a lot of little bumps. You enter here at 250 k's an hour, and you can imagine those small bumps. And if the bike setup is not right, it makes it really hard for the rider to control, and they lose a lot of speed in the middle of that corner. So, yeah, very tricky place, but these first couple of corners are very fast.
And at a lot of other tracks, there's camber as well, but this place is very, very flat, so you don't get that camber to help you.
Well, that's it, and we can see at the exit of here, actually when you run out to that outside curb, the camber almost drops away, so easy to get more spin, makes it more difficult, maybe a high side even.
All the overtaking at this track, though, is done in the hard braking areas, so let's go and have a look at some of those. In its 3.12 kilometres, there's only 2 lefts on this track, and they're mid-speed. How does that affect the riders?
Well, you think it'd be easy not having many corners, but you spend so much time off that left-hand side of the tyre that when you enter this section, Steve, you've got to make sure that you've got temperature and confidence to come in here. It is quite tight as well, so difficult to get through here.
What are the riders actually feeling when they're exiting the race and road corner on that left-hand side of the tyre?
Well, you can see that the track is, you know, it's slippery, it's bumpy, the camber runs away on the exit, but it is very important to get out of here quick because there's a reasonably long straight before you get down to Ducati corner. So apexing this as late as possible and getting the bike up and getting it driving out is going to give you lap time.
Well, let's go and have a look. Queensland Raceway is renowned for its braking duels, and Ducati corner is your last chance on this track.
It is, turn 6, the last corner. It is slightly downhill braking into here, Steve. There's a tailwind this weekend, so it's pushing you into here, and it's quite a wide corner. You've got multiple options through here, haven't you?
What would you do? Is it like tight in and drift out in the middle, or wide in and on the exit, especially on the last lap?
It depends if you're the guy behind. Are you trying to block and defend your line? Are you trying to get a run on somebody to the finish line? You know, this is what racing's about. It plays, it unfolds, and you've got to take the best decision in the moment. But yeah, very difficult corner.
One thing we do know, Chris, this place is action-packed and it makes for close racing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this weekend unfold.
It's going to be an absolute ripper. Let the races begin. You do remember you cut me off here, don't you?
I can't believe you were getting challenged by a 16-year-old rookie.
Fair play.
Well, we're here in the Addicted to Track garage, home round for these guys, Queensland-based team, and here with the Queensland rider, one of my old sparring partners, Anthony West. Westy, the championship's going pretty well so far, third so far in this championship.
Yeah, no, it's been going pretty good. The team have been putting a massive effort in over the off-season, and the bikes are just, every time I ride it, the bike's just getting better and better, and we're getting close to the front guys. So everyone else has had a lot of years racing here in Australia, and yeah, been playing catch up. So it doesn't matter which championship you go to, the local guys are always so fast. Yeah. So we're just trying to play catch up and get the information, and we're kind of there now, and all weekend's been going really good. So hopefully we can have a good race.
Well, you've obviously been a big part in developing this bike to be competitive, because 18-year-old Jack here is, stepped on the Superbike this year. You're very impressive, I've got to say, at Sydney Motorsport Park, sitting 7th in the championship now. You must be happy with the way things are going, Jack?
Yeah, incredibly happy, and big thanks to Westy, and the team, of course. But they've set up the bike, and it's, I've just come on and jumped on it, and it's pretty much get on and ride. Just have to improve my skills and learn how to ride the Superbike, and then it's all there pretty much. Westy's done the hard work in setting up the bike, and I get to enjoy the benefits of that. But yeah, it's a great team to be a part of.
And going from a 600 to a Superbike, what's been the biggest thing for you to learn, or the hardest thing to adapt to, or is it the speed of them?
The speed's one thing, but I think the weight, pushing into the turns, is probably the hardest to get them to turn, and then the power on the way out to manage that is a bit difficult as well. But yeah, it's just a bike in the end, so just do the same things, and it kind of works.
Exactly. Westy, you've been on the podium a few times, no race wins yet, you're getting close. Where are we going to see one? Where do you reckon? Queensland Raceway, a good track for you. Morgan Park, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't know. First, I'd just like to say, yeah, I gave away too much information to him. And at Sydney, he beat me. I'm like, I've given away too much. So, no, but it's been good. The team worked.
He was fast in Sydney, right? Pure speed was good to see.
Yeah, he's riding there all the time, and I don't know, I'm getting too old and it's dark and I can't see properly, so.
You need glasses, man.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. We're working on it. I hope a win's coming. So.
Well, we cheer you on, definitely. The team itself, Mark McGregor puts in a fantastic effort. You're probably one of the biggest team, if not the biggest team here. How's that? How's the camaraderie in the team? Is it a good place to be? You enjoy it?
Oh, it's an amazing place to be. I think it's the best team on the grid for sure. Everyone's amazing. We all work so well together, and it's always good fun. And yeah, Mark puts a massive effort in every round, and every time we go out, so many bikes to prepare and to load into the truck, and yeah, a lot goes on behind the scenes, and very grateful for that.
Thanks very much for your time. It's great to see what's been going on. Westy, it's great to see you competitive in this championship and helping young guys out. And Jack, we want to see how your career progresses. So good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
Well, doesn't Queensland Raceway look absolutely magnificent there in the sunshine? And the riders have taken to the grid for the first of our SW-Motech Superbike races for the weekend. And both of those riders for the local team will be looking to do great performances in front of their home crowd. They're down on the grid, so is Christopher Mullen.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I thought it was a good place to start was with the young fella, Cam Dunker. Cam, first of all, great to see you here. How's the weekend been going?
Yeah, we've just been progressing step by step each session, getting faster and faster. Yesterday I done my personal best time around here, so I think we've made the bike a lot better, so I'm looking forward to this race. Hopefully we just get closer to the front.
Track out there, feel all right?
Yeah, it felt okay to me. A couple of people were saying it was a bit slippery, but I'm young. I just hold the throttle and I don't really notice too much. But it feels good now, and hopefully we're just as quick as yesterday, if not faster.
We love it that you hold the throttle on. Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Josh, really good speed in qualifying. How are you feeling for this race?
Yeah, nervous like normal. Qualifying I never expected to go that quick, so it was really good. A little bit unlucky with when I come in to put a tyre in, it rained, but it is what it is. I still a wrap to do that lap time.
Nah, it's great to see. Good luck for this one.
Thank you.
There you go, it's our second place, man. I will come over quickly if I can grab Mike Jones, the pole man, before we get off the grid. Mike, front row, no one in front of you. It looks pretty good from here.
Yeah, it's a good place to start from, but for sure this race is going to be very challenging. As always, nerves are high right before the race starts, but yeah, once we crack on into it, I think it'll be it's going to be a very, very exciting race.
I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
There you go. I'll throw it back to you guys in a minute. But before I go, I just spoke to the Pirelli guys. Track temperature is about 38 degrees, which is very similar to what they got yesterday. So the conditions should be pretty good. It's not too windy out here. Yeah, I reckon we're on for a good race.
So the riders are coming back round to take up their positions on the grid now as we get ready for our first SW-Motech Superbike race for today. And it is Mike Jones, the pole man, on board bike number 46, joined on the front row of the grid by his championship protagonists, Josh Waters and Brock Pearson.
Anthony West, Max Stauffer and John Littris is your row 2.
JJ Naldos, the reigning Supersport champion, out of row 3, along with Arthur CC's and the young hard charger, Cameron Dunker.
It's going to be an absolute cracker. You've got Taparis on Lynch and Yanko, row 4. Row 5, Holding, Sutherland and Michael Kent.
So a massive field of Superbike riders here will be taking up their positions on the grid as we get ready to go racing. Looking down there, you can see, I can almost feel the nerves, Steve, coming out of that Superbike field as we get ready to go racing here. The expectation is that Mike Jones will dominate this round. Qualifying says maybe not. As we get ready to go racing, the red lights will be on in just a moment and Queensland Raceway will come alive with the SW-Motech Superbike category. Superbikes are go. Great start from Waters and Jones. Pearson has been left standing from the first row of the grid. Littris is charging forward and will be third as they make their way through turn 1 for the first time.
What a start by John Littris. Is exactly where he needs to be. The first time he's ever been in the top 3 of an Australian Superbike race. Brilliant job. If he can just get in the slipstream and stay there for a couple of laps, he's going to be hard to beat.
Steve, hold on to your hat too, because Max Stauffer has also got a great start off the second row of the grid and is in 5th position as they make their way down on the brakes into AWMF corner for the first time. But it is Waters that leads from Jones. Littris, Allerton trying to charge his way through as well, starting from the back of the grid after that misdemeanor in qualifying that saw him not actually get a lap in.
No, it was a tough one for him, but it is Ant West up there too. And Dunker got away well. He made 3 spots forward to Dunker.
Just to see where Crew Halliday is also trying to charge his way
There's
forward.
There's Pearson, look at Pearson. Pearson, great drive on the brakes, just at the back of the screen.
Yeah, Pearson's got a lot of work to do because he had got absolutely swamped by the second row of the grid.
He did, but
Max Stauffer and Cameron Dunker fighting with him at the moment for track position as we complete the first lap. A 1 minute 12.2 from a standing start for Waters, who has set sail at the finish, trying to open up a lead, as much of a lead as he can, over Mike Jones, who's just bedding himself in, getting everything warmed up before he really starts to push on board bike number 46. Littris, that start from the, was it 3rd or 4th row of the grid, absolutely fantastic.
No, he did get a great start. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He's an animal off the start line and he's made it count. And I'll tell you what, he's just still sitting in that 3rd spot at the moment. And, you know, it's really, really going to help him. There's Jack Favelle as well out there on the number 33 machine. Allerton up to 9th. He was hoping to be further. He's made 9 spots already. So pretty impressive run through the field for Allerton, but it's going to be difficult for him to win this one.
Well, his bike's fast in a straight line, we know that, but it's also very difficult to overtake here. Only 6 corners at the Queensland Raceway circuit. Or Jones is a fraction wide. Just as they come round to complete the first flying lap, we'll have a look at the lap times. Waters carries the front wheel all the way out of Pirelli corner through Motul, down the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance start finish straight. Fastest man on track on the first lap, Brock Pearson at 107.583. So really charging forward. You picked that before, Steve, when you said he was charging through the field with a bit of work to do. He's up into 5th place. He's got away from Max Stauffer. Allerton is up to now, it looks like he's up into about 8th position, charging forward on board bike number 14. The Superbike Advocates rider is really on a mission here.
Yeah, he had. Oh, look, Jones looks up the inside now on Josh Waters there. It's going to be a drive down the back straight, and it is Jones in the lead. Will Waters strike? He can't. Jones, good on the brakes as they head into Kawasaki corner.
Turn 3 is just Mike Jones' land. The way he's able to get into that corner, stop the bike, turn it, and just seemingly with absolute ease drive up the inside of Josh Waters, who we know how fast he is through that part of the circuit as well. Jones now into the lead. We'll have a look at the lap times. But that effort through turn 3 of Jones being able to get in so late on the brakes, stop it and turn it was, we get a Blue Crew replay here. You can see how much tighter he was, and just without
Not much room.
Like, well, without any hassle at all, just seemed to be able to drive straight up the inside of Waters.
Yeah, and he didn't leave Waters a lot of room there. He made that, you know, apparent he was going to make it work, and Waters had to just back off a slight bit there. But Jones is in the lead now.
Well, Jones has got to the lead, but Waters is hanging on to the other coattails of bike number 46. We're only on lap 5 of the 16-lap race, so there's a long way to go in this race. Spoken to both the Pirelli and the Michelin guys this weekend, and they're not too concerned with the race distance, with the tyre longevity.
Yeah, I think that most of the guys down there are on soft tyres. And look at Waters back. He makes a drive. A bit of a bobble on the front for Mike Jones, and Waters strikes back. Jones tied on the exit again, and looks like he's going to try and drive past him, but he can't. The Ducati takes the power down the straight.
Well, you can see there two completely different lines through that corner. Jones is trying to drive up the inside. Waters just noticed that there was something on the inside, had a quick look over his shoulder as we have a look on the Blue Crew replay.
See the way that the wheel lifted on the Yamaha there. That halted its forward drive, and the Ducati just drove on by, and then up the inside. Jones tried to go, but he couldn't do it. Max Stauffer's moved up there now. Stauffer's looking smooth and gaining in confidence lap after lap. So good to see Max finding his mojo here.
Allerton's also closed right up on the back of Dunker on the last lap. He was almost 0.3 of a second faster. Here comes Allerton down the inside. Can't quite get up level with Dunker. Dunker challenges Littrus. He's got the title line. He'll get the drive on the way out. Oh, there's a bit of a touch between the two Yamaha riders there as they make their way out of Motul.
Yeah, Dunker's really good on the brakes, isn't he? Allerton Motors on by too, and looks to go past Dunker as well. Can't quite do it there.
So that 107.369, the fastest lap of the race on the last lap for Waters. Has he been able to back it up with another one, Steve, as Allerton tries to get the better of Dunker?
Oh, bit of a moment there from Dunker, but he manages to gather it all up. Allerton looking a lot smoother at this point of the race. Hard on the gas there from Allerton. Gets a slipstream.
On the Blue Crew replay, you can see here, Littrus just out a fraction wide. A great tight line there from Dunker, who was almost on the same line as Mike Jones when he overtook Josh Waters a couple of laps ago at the start of this race. But as we have a look now, that gap has opened up even more. 0.7 as they came across the line. A 107.4 on the last lap for Waters. A 107.5 for Jones. And I'm sure this was not in the script that Mike Jones was preparing for this weekend at Queensland Raceway. And sitting in third place is Ant West, but he's well and truly out of the equation, 2.7 seconds behind Jones at the moment.
Yeah, Crew Halliday's just done his fastest lap of the race too, just through 108.0. So as the race goes on, he's starting to find that extra pace, but he's just lost too much time early on. He's 9 seconds off the lead at the moment, but his lap times are good enough now to be on the podium.
So it is Waters that leads from Jones, West in third position. So we're on lap 10 now of this race at Queensland Raceway. Waters has just come across the line. The lead has been hauled back by Jones. 0.3 of a second faster on the last lap was Mike Jones on board bike number 46. His late race charge is now beginning as he tries to reel in a lead that was for Josh Waters approaching 1 second. And now, Steve, he's down to 0.648 of a second as they completed that last lap.
I tell you what, the back straight here at Queensland Raceway, not that long, but these guys are approaching 280 kilometres an hour into that braking corner into the AWMF. 280, Phil.
But also, too, that the top speed disadvantage that Mike Jones had earlier on the weekend has been somewhat negated, and maybe that wind that you spoke about before is the cause of that. On that last lap, it was only 3 km/h difference in top speed at the fastest part of this circuit. So Jones doing his best now to try and claw himself back to contend with Josh Waters' pace and take the race win here at Queensland Raceway.
Yeah, well, he's got to pile that pressure on, and he is starting to look like he's coming into his own a little bit there. Mike Jones starting to smooth things out a bit. 107.3 last time round. That's a pretty impressive lap time. It's his fastest lap of the race, but again, he loses a couple of tenths to Waters that time round.
Couple of laps in a row now that Ant West has been faster than Brock Pearson in that battle for third and fourth position. So Pearson unable to challenge the veteran on board, the Addicted Track Machine, for third place at the moment. But a new lap record of 107.434 for Mike Jones, set in 2004, bested in this race by Waters' 107.265. As we see one of the Addicted Track Machines there, that's bike number 82. That would be Ryan Yanko. Unfortunately, looks like he's come to grief. He's at turn 6, Steve. I think it is. The Ducati corner has claimed another victim. And there you go. There's a Blue Crew replay of, unfortunately, Ryan Yanko falling off at Ducati corner, right on the entry, a tricky part of the circuit.
Yeah, it certainly is easy to lose the front there. We've seen many do it, and Ryan Yanko joins the list.
So we're on lap 14, so the laps are really starting to dwindle down. The lead is out to 1.3 seconds now on the last lap. Another 0.2 of a second plus for Josh Waters, who is riding a masterful race here at Queensland Raceway. In fact, when you cast your mind back, that On Your Bike with Martin with racing team have struggled with Josh Waters last year, with Wayne Maxwell in years gone by as well. So they really have had a big turnaround here at what has been traditionally their bogey circuit of the season. Look at this battle too, with Max Stouffer in 4th place, Brock Pearson and Glenn Allerton, who has had a miraculous recovery from the back of the grid. Imagine what Allerton could have done on board that Superbike Advocates machine if he had have got a decent qualifying lap in.
Well, I wasn't planning on him qualifying in last position when I picked him for the win here this weekend, but 4th from last, not too shabby. If he can get there, it's in his grasp, but I'll tell you what, Max Stouffer will be absolutely fighting for that 4th position, which will be his best result of the year so far.
Well, considering where Max was on Friday, he wasn't happy as Dunker and Crew Halliday have a little bit of a battle there. They are battling for 7th and 8th position. Good to see the charge forward from Crew Halliday as well, after he was not where he wanted to be after qualifying. Oh, look at that, tight on the inside.
Ran wide.
That was Halliday up the inside. Dunker paid back immediately the favour. Here's the battle between Pearson, Stouffer and Allerton, with Pearson now moving up into 3rd. Max Stouffer takes a tight line. These two battled for the Supersport Championship a couple of years ago, and they've transitioned that tussle now up into the Premier SW-Motech Superbike category as Allerton up the inside of Max. Oh, Allerton is on a move here. And he's got real late race pace, which is unusual for Glenn Allerton, because the last couple of years at Queensland Raceway, he's been strong in the middle of the race, but towards the end of the race, his pace has really dropped off. His pace is getting faster and faster here. He's done a 108.4 on the last lap, but I think he's just been planning a move for this possible run at the podium, currently being held by, well, actually, no, 4th place, because Ant West is a couple of seconds up the road. No, but you can see there, Pearson is now under serious threat.
Absolutely. It's going to come down to the last 2 corners for them, but it looks like number 1, Josh Waters, is going to take this one out.
Yep, he leads the race by 0.9 of a second, starting this last lap. We're into the Ducati corner for the final time, and it is Waters that has broken the Queensland Raceway hoodoo for On Your Bike with Martin Racing with Hi-Tec, and he takes the win. You can see there how happy he is with that. He looks behind and he sees Mike Jones 0.946 of a second behind in 2nd place. Anthony West will take 3rd place on the podium, and Glenn Allerton, a miraculous ride from the back of the grid, eventually takes 4th position ahead of Brock Pearson, Max Stouffer in 6th, Crew Halliday in 7th, Dunker in 8th, Litris in 9th, and Nalos rounds out your top 10, Steve. But wow, that performance from Josh Waters. No one picked him as the star of this weekend. Everyone thought it was going to be Mike Jones dominating here in his home round, and Waters has come through to make it 6 from 6.
Well, you know, when everyone thinks something in this game, it never works out to be that way. You just got to do your best and fight. Mike Jones under a lot of pressure going into that race, and boy, oh boy, Waters was up to the tasks.
There's the confirmation of your results. Waters takes the win by 0.946 of a second over Mike Jones, and Ant West rounds out your podium.
Allerton just misses out on that podium from last. Great ride by him. Brock Pearson, he fought tough all the way through. Maxi Stouffer, that's got to be equal to his best ride this year.
Great result from Max. Crew Halliday in 7th from a long way back on the grid as well, getting the better of Cameron Dunker and John Litris over the dying stages of that race.
That was a sensational ride by Litris in the early part of that race. Nalos in 10th, Arthur Cece's 11th, and Jack Favelle in 12th.
Ty Lynch finishes 13th ahead of the local man Eddie Leeson on board bike number 73. Josh Soderlund in 15th. Paul Lincolnbar in 16th, working with Jamie Stouffer this weekend. Michael Edwards in 17th, and Ryan Yanko, unfortunately, had a misdemeanor and did not finish the race.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. SW-Motech Superbike race, the premier race of the day, and the third place podium. And Wes, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I wish I was up with those two, but I'm happy to take third. All weekend, the bike's been going really well. The team done a good job. Everyone keeps saying it's my home track. I do live 10 minutes down the road, but I grew up racing on Lakeside, so I know these guys have done more laps around here than me, but I'm starting to get the hang of it. There's only a few turns out there, so it should be easy to learn, but it's not that easy. But happy with that, so look forward to the next one.
Yeah, good luck in race 2.
Thanks, man.
There you go, it's our third place man, and great to see him up there, third in the championship too as well at the moment. Second place, I know it's a podium and he should be happy, but I'm sure he would have loved that win. Mike Jones, how was it for you?
Yeah, tough race. I mean, I started well. I felt like I started really well. You know, got in behind Josh there, and he was struggling a bit into turn 3, in the middle of turn 3, so I had to go past there. But once I got to the front, I couldn't really just push to a comfortable pace that was fast enough. And Josh came back past me, and he was just that little bit quicker. And not much I could do. I sort of got gapped a little bit initially, and I buried myself to try and run with him. But yeah, like I felt like I was just fully on limit. So that was it. It's all right.
It is what it is. Well, I wish you all the best. I'm sure you'll make some changes for race 2. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, mate. We'll see how the weather pans out for us in Savi and see if we can come up with anything for the second race.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
There you go. That's our second place man. And our race winner, undefeated so far this year. And I've got to say, this has been a bogey track for you.
Yeah.
What have you changed?
Myself. That's what I changed. So we tested a couple of weeks ago here, and I did the normal thing that I normally do. I went back and I looked at how I can improve. So I've had a huge group of people that have helped me. My On Your Bike tours, Ducati's fantastic. My team are great, and yeah, I'm wrapped to win this race. Like you said, it's a bogey track, and to win here against Mike, he's so bloody good here. I know race 2 is going to be extremely difficult. Everyone's going to be faster, so yeah, I need to go back and see if I can get any better.
Well, it was a bogey track, not anymore. Congratulations again. Good luck in race 2.
Thank you.
There you go, our race winner from the SW-Motech Australian Superbike class.
Well, thanks very much, Chris, and congratulations to Josh Waters and On Your Bike Mick Martin Racing with Hi-Tec. A dominant victory here at the home of Mike Jones. Oh, look at that, Steve. Queensland Raceway always throws up something different every weekend, and you can see we're bathed in brilliant sunshine, but not too far from the Queensland Raceway complex is a little bit of precipitation starting to come down. Actually, probably more than a little bit.
There will be a few people chewing their fingernails down there on the grid at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see what they say. That's what we like, don't we? A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Mike Jones on pole position with Josh Waters in that second spot. Both of them under the lap record pace. Brock Pearson rounds out the front row.
Ed West, Max Stouffer and John Littress will start out of row number 2 with JJ Nalus, the reigning Supersport champion, Arthur CC's and young hard-charged Curry Cameron Dunker on row 3.
Yeah, Cameron Dunker's just getting stronger and stronger, isn't he, every time he gets on that bike. So good to see. Row 4, Jack Favelle, Ty Lynch and Crew Halliday. What a brilliant job for him, and Crew Halliday down in 12th. Well, work to do for him too. His qualifying didn't go that well.
No, but he had a pretty good race start in race number 1 as well. And let's hope the riders like Ryan Yanko, who didn't see the checkered flag in race number 1, can have a better stoush here in race number 2. The Queenslander looking to put on a good performance in front of his home crowd. As we pull up onto the grid, we're ready to go racing. The nerves are building down there on the grid. You could almost feel them as Chris spoke to the riders. The rain holding off at the moment, but we're about to get ready to go racing for the final time for the SW-Motech Superbike category. Red flag leaves the front of the grid. Lights are on. Superbikes are go. Great start from both Jones and Waters as they make their way down towards turn 1. But I think Waters has got the jump on Jones. Westy's got a great start as well. He'll be up into position number 3, and Brock Pearson is away in 4th.
Yeah, good start there by Pearson. It looks like it could be Max Stouffer just behind him too. John Littress is actually behind Stouffer in the 5th position, and Arthur Cece's cracker of a start with that harder tyre up into 7th.
Yeah, Dunker's also got away well just ahead of JJ Nalus. As the field makes their way down into The AWMF corner for the first time. It is Jones back into the lead. Westy up the inside of Josh Waters to break up the running in second position. Waters was out a fraction wide on the exit of Motul corner, and Westy took full advantage.
And this is exactly what Mike Jones needs. He needs a little bit of backup, and Anthony West, you couldn't ask for a harder man to back you up than him. But he's back through, I think.
Yep, Waters is back through in the second place. Well spotted, Steve, as they made their way out of Race and Road corner. That must have been into Kawasaki that Waters went past. Of course, they've all got in the back of their minds exactly what Glenn Allison said. They want to try and get as far ahead as they can early on in this race, that if the race is stopped, they're starting from much better grid position. A little bit of a gap starting to open up now from Pearson in 4th place back to Cameron Dunker in 5th position. That has been a lightning start from the young rider on board that MotoGo Yamaha, fresh off his debut performance last weekend in the Asian Road Racing Championship.
Well, lightning starts. Mike Jones' first flying lap, a 1 minute 12.4 from a standing start, is literally only 4 seconds a lap slower than race pace without a standing start. So that was an absolute cracker of a start for him.
Yeah, Pearson hanging on to the back of West there. A little bit of a gap now from Pearson back to Max Stouffer, who's got back up into that's 5th position. Pearson, see them there. Look at the acceleration out of turn 3 and down towards Kawasaki turn 4.
This is a good start for Pearson. I don't think he got quite the start in race 1 that he's got this time out. But
no, he had to come from a long way back.
But, I mean, he really hammered his rear tyre last time. He just needs to look after that rear tyre a bit more, and he's definitely got the pace. You can see him closing up on the brakes, but he just seems aggressive or something with the bike. It just really does move around a lot. Right now, he's using the full grip, but when it starts to slide, you watch that thing move around. Unless they've fixed it. Let's hope they have.
Yeah, you can see the 2 Ducatis in that front field, the one ridden by Josh Waters and also the Desmo Sport Ducati ridden by Brock Pearson. They ride those bikes completely differently to try and extract the best out of them. So they make their way up the back straight. Perfect opportunity to get an update from Chris. That wind is starting to pick up. How's the rain looking?
It's looking like it's getting closer, guys, that bit of wind. But just when you're talking about Brock Pearson there, I was talking to Ben Henry, and in race 1, these guys have a brake adjuster over on the left-hand side, and it's wired in, right? So it's there, and they can adjust brakes. And Brock's broke out on the first lap, so he couldn't adjust his brakes, so he didn't have good brake feel, and it was hard for him to pass. And his starts are terrible, so whatever he's doing on that Ducati, he just can't get off the line like Glenn Allerton or Josh Waters can on the Ducati. So a bit of work to do for Pearson there, but Steve's right. He rides it so different. He's so much looser, where Waters is and Jones are very, very smooth.
Chris, what does Mike Jones need to do in this race? Does he just need to finish, or does he have to start risking it?
He completely has to start risking it. And I reckon you'd agree with me there, Steve. It's now or never. Josh Waters has won every race in this championship so far. You can't keep finishing second to the guy and hoping he makes a mistake. You've really got to give it to him or put the pressure on him to make a mistake as well. So he's doing the perfect thing at the moment. He's out in the lead, and Westy was his friend on the first lap, wasn't he? You know, getting in the middle there. But, man, that Ducati has some serious straight line speed. It's hard for any of the Yamahas to keep him behind.
So it is Waters who has just set the fastest lap of the race on the first flying lap, trying to close down now our early race leader, Mike Jones. As you heard from Chris there, is doing a good job holding off the Ducati, but down into turn 4, that gap has evaporated completely now, and Waters is all over the back of Jones's machine. The smooth style of Mike Jones getting the best out of that Yamaha around the Queensland Raceway at the moment. You can see there, Mike Jones looks so smooth, composed, as he makes his way through Ducati corner turn 6. He stops it and gets the drive out of here, but Waters just looking menacing, I think you would say, Steve.
Oh, absolutely, but you could see how hard Jones was on the brakes there when they were going into the Ducati corner. I saw, it looked like a couple of spots of rain there, but I saw Waters slam the brakes on, and Jones was definitely later on the brakes. So it's you can just see how hard he is pushing, and the drive out of turn 2 from Jones is sensational.
Well, top speed on that last lap was only 2 kilometres an hour different for Jones and Waters, both of them over 270 kilometres an hour before they get on the brakes to go through turn 3, the AWMF corner, one of the slowest corners on this Queensland Raceway layout, where the corner comes right back round on itself, and they then get the drive down to turn 4, where they are now, the Kawasaki corner. Through Race and Road we go. Pearson all over the back of West. West has dropped off to the tune of about 1.2 seconds behind Josh Waters at the moment.
Bad news for Pearson, though. He's jumped the start, which means he's going to get a 10-second penalty. So although he's right behind Westy at the moment, he's dropped down to 12th place. You can see there that time penalty for number 11. So unfortunately, Brock Pearson did get a great start, but he's deemed to have left before the lights went out.
Well, that's good news for Max Stouffer. That will move him up into a 4th position. He was 6th in the first race earlier on today, Max Stouffer, which also I think would equal his best performance on board that YRT machine so far this year, as he gets to learn the ropes and the way that the YRT machine works. It is very different to the Penrite Yamaha that he rode last year with his dad, Jamie, as his crew chief. But he's getting better and better as each round goes on. That rain looks like it's getting closer. Perfect time for another update from Chris.
Yeah, definitely, Phil. It is starting to just spit here in the pit lane. So it's coming over. Obviously, it's coming in from my side, and we're just getting the first few spits. All the teams are getting their stands ready, tyres ready. So it's a one-bike rule in this championship now, and everyone, I believe, have to change that. If it rains heavy enough, they have to change their wheels on the grid. So generators, stands, tyres getting ready, tyre warmers. The teams are getting as prepared as they can, because it is going to come in soon.
Now also, Chris, I'd like to get you to keep your eye on the suspension adjustments that those teams make as well, and keep us updated of that, because that's, as you know, one of the other things that's going to have to be taken into consideration. You can't just whack the wet tyres on those bikes.
You're exactly right, Phil. And generally, you take your lap time's about 10% slower, so you take about 10% load out of the suspension. So, but that's tricky to do. They don't have much time. So, yeah, you're right. It'll be interesting. I'll see. They might just take some preload off, some compression off the fork and the shock, and give the rider, let them go and see what they can get out of it.
Well, Josh Waters is putting his hands up there. He doesn't want to wait too long until the official decision is made. Jones is not waiting for a decision. He is really charging on now. This is going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here. The rain is definitely, it's coming down very, very heavy. The red flag has come out. We are 6 laps into this 16-lap race, so we're not quite at half race distance. We will keep you updated with what the eventual race distance will be, but you can see there the team's working extremely hard to get ready to take on the second half of this race, and it looks like it's going to be wet tyres all round. The good thing is, Steve, it looks like it's raining enough that the wet tyre is certainly going to be the only option. See Josh Waters making his way back out. Ty Lynch, the South Australian. You can see there that the rain is definitely around, but there is also blue sky. Looking out of our commentary position too, Steve, I can see a little bit more blue sky now, but there's certainly no way in the world that that track is going to dry up in 8 laps time. So green flag leaves the back of the grid, red flag leaves the front. We're ready to go racing. 8 laps. And Superbikes are go. Oh, Westy spins it up and goes sideways off the line. Look at Allerton. He has charged forward from the second row of the grid like an absolute missile down in towards SW-Motech turn 1 on this first occasion. And Glenn Allerton has taken off like a rocket right up onto the back of Mike Jones's machine as he goes through Yamaha corner. And now we'll just ignite the afterburners on the Superbike Advocates Ducati. JJ Nalos has also got a great start on board bike number 20. The complete AV machine is also off to a great start.
Yeah, JJ Nalos, what a great start for him. Under brakes first time. Allerton's gone in deep. He's not taken any time to warm up. Jones tries to go around the outside, but it is Allerton who takes the lead. And where is Josh Waters, the Rainmaster? He is back down the pack in 6.
Well, one thing that Josh Waters does in the rain is he always takes it pretty easy for the first couple of laps to just get himself bedded in and find out exactly what's happened as Arthur CC's leaves pit lane and out onto the circuit. So Arthur, if he's smart about this, will still get some points. He'll have an opportunity to circulate around for a couple of laps, get a bit of pace. Oh, we've got one down. We've got one down on the exit of turn 4. I think that could be Eddie Leeson on board bike number 73, just looking at the livery there. But it is Allerton that leads from Mike Jones in second, JJ Nalos in third, Ant West, who we know has webbed feet in 4th position. Look at that tight group packed. And as you predicted, Ty Lynch well and truly in there as JJ Nalos gets bike number 20 very sideways. Brock Pearson sideways as well. And it looks very slippery as they come out onto the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance start-finish straight.
Yeah, Josh Waters got a terrible start as well. He just had wheel spin off the start, so that certainly didn't help him out. But It is Allerton that's leading a race. It's been a long, long time since he's won one, but is today the day?
Well, Glenn, Westy out of the seat as he came on to through Blue Crew corner and down the back straight. Now down into AMMF corner. Allerton is looking pretty composed, but well, you said about taking time to warm up. He's been on a slow simmer since that qualifying performance left him on the back.
Hang on a second. Who else is a good wet weather rider in this group?
Ant West.
Ant West. He's an absolute legend. He's got ride after ride. Hang on. Jonathan Narlis, what are you doing? That's incredible. You can't pass Anthony West in the wet.
On the brakes in the wet and into turn 4. Up the inside. Westy goes up the inside of Mike Jones. So I think Mike Jones realises here that he just needs to get home and get some decent points. Narlos up the inside and looking at closing in very quickly from behind is also Josh Waters on board bike number 1. Jeez. He's taken that lap or two, Steve, just to get the feel for the bike, get everything warmed up, know what's happening at the front.
Well, let's just wait and see. I mean, at the moment, I'm thinking Anthony West is going to come good.
Well, Westy is looking very strong at the moment, so we've got a lot of riders looking to have their first win for quite some time. The two veterans, the two oldest riders in the category at the moment are proving to be the Rain Masters, Glenn Allerton and Ant West, both over 40 years of age, but they've got so much experience under their belts and they're battling with the reigning Supersport champion, JJ Narlos, who I think is still only 20-odd years of age.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably never ridden in the wet before and he doesn't realise that you can spin out. But no, very, very impressive. You can see there, Arthur Cece's still in the pits with an issue, not sure what it is. But JJ's got his knee on the ground now, which is going to make his life a lot better. Once you can touch your knee on the ground, things get easier.
So Waters had caught right up onto the back of this group, but on that last lap has just dropped back a fraction.
Look, Waters has got nothing to lose here except a bag of points. Oh, there we go.
All of them out of the seat there. JJ Narlos got out of the seat. All of them had to get off the throttle to make sure that they made their way through Kawasaki corner. You can see both Waters and Jones have to take a little bit of evasive action there. It's drawn Waters right up onto the back of Jones's machine now, but it's still Allerton and West out front. Jones a fraction wide. Waters up the inside. They will go side by side as they make their way through Pirelli and out onto the straight. They rub elbows as they come down now. Look at the acceleration, the extra acceleration, the traction that the Yamaha had there over the Ducati.
Fair play to Mike Jones. He's actually, this is the best I've ever seen him ride in the wet. As we look at the Blue Crew replay here, watch Narlis and Jones both get a bit of a wiggle on there, lose the back, manage to gather it up. Narlis is lucky. Now he knows what can happen on a superbike in the wet.
But how good was he to keep that bike upright on wet grass as well too, Steve, with a little bit of lean angle as he went in there. Well, the last time I can remember anything similar to that happening was about...
Mark Marquez?
No, it would be 15-odd years ago when Scott Charlton actually pulled into the pits and changed from wet weather tyres to dry weather tyres here at Queensland Raceway and won the race on the Racer's Edge Suzuki GSX-R 1000.
Waters is doing everything he can to try and get past Mike Jones, but it's just not enough at the moment. Jonesy is giving it everything he's got.
And he needs to make sure that he keeps Waters behind to try and take back a few points in the championship and make sure that he actually finishes this race. The worst thing that Jones could do would actually be to have a crash and not score any points in this race. Waters
there he goes.
Up the inside. Aggressive move there from the Mildura missile on Mad Mike Jones.
Well, Jones needs to fight back now. He really's got to give it everything he's got. Yeah, what a great ride by Allerton and West out front at the moment. I mean, West I sort of expected when I remembered what he'd done in the past. I mean, he's just been phenomenal all over the world in the wet.
Remember that 250 race at Assen in diabolical conditions, and Ant West literally just rode the wheels off the bike to take his first ever 250 Grand Prix win. Well, that'd be a fair while ago too, Steve.
Yeah, he's won at Assen on a 600. Well, I don't know if it was Assen or he's won on a 600 Supersport bike, World Supersport bike in the wet too. He's won a lot of different places in the wet, but for Allerton to do what he's doing is sensational.
Waters still managing to hold off Jones as well in that battle for second. Nothing between their lap times on the last lap, although Josh Waters did do his fastest lap of the race on that last lap. Still,
well, 22.1, that's right up there, isn't it? It's pretty quick.
That's actually only 0.2 of a second off the fastest lap of the race, but it's currently being held by Glenn Allerton.
But he must have had an issue because he should have pulled away from Mike Jones. But Mike Jones is right there.
I reckon on this one that Jones is going to actually be faster than Waters as they come across now. A 1:21.333, the fastest lap of the race for Glenn Allerton. The gap is now out to 1.4 seconds, Steve. We're on the last lap, and Allerton has a lead approaching 1.5 seconds. That is, well, as we look at this gap here, Jones is closing in on Waters, whilst Ant West tries to hang on to hopes of a victory on board that addicted track machine. But this is the championship protagonists. They're third and fourth in this race. And Jones is having a big lunge on the brakes. Smoothly does it down into turn 3 for Jones. Waters will come back to the inside. It will be a drag race out of Motul corner and down the back straight towards Kawasaki turn 5. But Allerton's only got 3 corners to go. He's only got 3 corners to go, and Steve Martin is smiling because he picked him to win this weekend.
Not everyone agreed with me though, did they?
No, they didn't. As Jones tries on the back of Waters there. Look at them both sliding through Kawasaki corner and now through Racing Road. There is nothing between this battle as they head towards the final corner now. Ducati corner, turn 6, Jones all over the place. But Allerton is going to take his first win for a whole lot of time. His first ever win on a Ducati as they come now through the final corner, out onto the start-finish straight. And it is Glenn Allerton on board the Superbike Advocates Ducati Panigale V4R that takes the win. Look at the excitement there from Allerton. Ant West will take second position. In the end, 4.3 seconds behind. Allerton sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:20.590 on the last lap as Littrus goes off the track at Racing Road. Josh Waters takes third place, Mike Jones in fourth, and JJ Nalos in fifth. Well, congratulations, Glenn Allerton. What a ride.
I'm really wrapped for Glenn. That is an amazing ride.
Have to go back through the record books to see when his last victory was. He does have a lot of victories.
Well,
in
it'd be on a BMW, I think.
Well, it would be, but he's also got a lot of victories here at Queensland Raceway. Has Glenn Allerton. He's actually stood on the top step of the podium 7 times before at Queensland Raceway, and he does it again today, Steve. He takes the race win by 4.3 seconds over Ant West, and Josh Waters rounds out your podium. Jones in 4th, Nalos in 5th.
Rob Pearson back to 6th from that 11th place start. Maxi Stauffer in 7th. Ty Lynch, told you he'd come through in 8th. And Cam Dunker down in 9th. Jack Favelle in that 10th spot. Johnny Littrus, good ride from in 11th. And 12th was Ryan Yanker with Michael Edwards in 13th. A good ride for the veteran too.
Yeah, Crew Halliday obviously not agreeing with the conditions. A few problems there with the stop and seal machines. And he finished back in 14th position with, unfortunately, Soderlund, CC's Eddie Leeson and Paul Linkenbar. Well, congratulations to Glenn Allerton and the Superbike Advocates Racing team. Glenn Allerton's 27th ASBK win in his 233rd race and his 85th podium in a remarkable career that spanned 271 starts across all classes. And Glenn Allerton is going to be absolutely celebrating hard tonight. But first, we need to hear from our top 3. There with Chris.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. I'm here with our 3rd place man for the SW-Motech Superbike class, Josh Waters. I mean, you haven't won one, finally. 3rd place. But yeah, congratulations. That was a hard race.
Yeah, it was really difficult then. The conditions were the same for everyone, but it was quite sketchy. So congrats to everyone. There was no crashes, I don't think. So yeah, so the field did great. My team once again gave me a fantastic bike and just didn't click in the wet then. But yeah, I still really happy with the round, and I think I won the overall. So huge thanks to my team, On Your Bike Tours, Ducati, McMartin Racing. So huge thanks to all my personal sponsors also, and now move on to Morgan Park.
How difficult is it you haven't ridden around here in the wet all weekend, you go out there, a completely different bike setup, and you've got to go fast from the get-go?
I know, and we only did an outlap, you know, to the line-up on the grid. So, yeah, it was difficult. And then off the line, I just sat there spinning. Like, I must have been on too much pain or something like that. So, yeah, awesome. I'm glad it's over.
I love it. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
There you go. It's our 3rd place man, Josh Waters. We haven't said that too often this year. I'm going to get 2nd place Anthony West. Westy, great to see you on the podium again. Steve Martin had his money on you. I can hear it in the commentary. He thought you were going to get there. You looked like you were having a bit of fun. Was it fun or was it difficult?
I complained to the guys. This is. I don't want to race to it right now. But he's like, you got traction control, you'll be right. And yeah, same as Josh. Got off the start and there's that Queensland Raceway painted across the track and just full spun up. But yeah, I could catch up to Glenn, but I think when I got to him, I wouldn't know what to do. The track is so sketchy. It's not like riding any other racetrack. It's so slippery. So just surviving and finishing is a good result. So I'm happy to be second. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
There you go, second place, Anthony West, and our race winner. It's 9 years, I think, since we've said that. Glenn Allerton, there you go. 2016, I got told. You correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, a win on a Ducati. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. The team worked so hard all weekend, and a lot of people chipped in to help us get the bike fixed. So I didn't do much riding this weekend because we were working on the bike the whole time, but to come from the rear of the grid, and I desperately wanted a red flag. I said it to you before, and when it happened, I'm like, this is it. This is our race. We're going to win this race. And as soon as I took off, I just had a great feeling with the bike, and I just let it flow. And yeah, to win the race is amazing.
So good to see. Congratulations again.
Thanks.
There you go, our race winner for the SW-Motech Superbike class.
Thanks very much, Chris, and congratulations to Glenn Allerton and the Superbike Advocates Racing team. A great way to start the complete round 3. The next round is at round 4 at Morgan Park on the 13th to the 15th of June. Then we head to Queensland Raceway with the supercars for the Superbikes only, round 5. Phillip Island for round 6, One Raceway for round 7, and the end of the season, the Ben Motorsport Park early in November. ProMX Championship, the next round is at Traralgon in Victoria on the 25th of May. Then we head back here to Queensland for Warwick on the 22nd of June. Then Nowra in New South Wales in July, along with Toowoomba in Queensland, and the final round at Queensland Moto Park in Queensland back in August on the 2nd to the 3rd. But thanks very much for joining us here at Queensland Raceway. It is the 3rd round of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championships presented by Motul, and we'll can't wait to catch up with you at Morgan Park. Today's telecast is in memory of riders Mark Chiodo and Joel Evans, who lost their lives in recent weeks. Both will be strongly missed in the paddocks of ASBK and ProMX. Motorcycling Australia and the racing community send their condolences.